Hey everyone, Hydra here. This is the Terrifics annual. So, this came out this last Wednesday. Honestly, oh yeah, and there's going to be a free digital code I'll give you at some point during the review, as soon as I come to that page. So, when I went to the comic shop yesterday, because it was Halloween, they were doing some sort of Devil's Christmas or some shit like that. So, all the old stock comics, back issues, and manga was all kind of shoved back to the side in the corner and really hard to get to. So rather than dig through that, and I guess where I'm going with this is, when I got there was just nothing in the new releases that really interested me. And I couldn't go through the old stuff or the manga. So I finally just settled on this. I really didn't have any interest in getting it. It just wasn't doing anything for me as far as the cover or supposedly what was going on. But I felt really bad going in there and not picking anything up. So I grabbed a $5 comic. Good choice, Will. It actually turned out to be pretty good. I have some complaints, but overall it was enjoyable to read. And I wasn't getting slapped in the face with political propaganda, which was a nice change from modern comics. So I would say this is well worth buying if you want to spend $5 on a comic. It is a little bit thicker than average. Not a ton, but it is a little thicker. The first story is by Jean Luying Yang. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Never heard of this guy. The pencils are Joe Bennett or Benet, Matt Santorelli and Scott Hanna and Richard Friend on inks. Holy shit, 3 people doing inks. Colors by Hi-Fi, Tom Napolitano is letterers, and blah blah. The writing in this story was good. The subject matter was good. The plot and all that was good. Some of the art was good. Some of the art is kind of terrible. Sorry about all the coughing. I don't know what's going on. So, scenes like this. Interactive. It's kind of flat, I guess. Not super dynamic. But, it's passable. They're getting the story across. The boss is kind of a douchebag. He's constantly getting the scientist's name wrong, and it's supposed to be like a running joke. Haha. So funny. Here, and throughout all of this, Phantom Girl seems like she's 16 now. She used to be, about 14, and she was noticeably smaller than everybody. But now she's almost as big as this giant bastard here. That was a little weird, but it's kind of common for artists to be bad at drawing kids, to be quite honest. Basically what's happening, though, is the company that he works for, the boss, Mr. Staggs, he has been harvesting DNA from these guys, and he was creating some Plastic Man clones. Unfortunately, they carried some excess memories from Plastic Man. The clones went berserk, started stealing bodies, and then to disable them, it's basically going to transform them into negative memories that Plastic Man had. So, villains and stuff like that. God, that right there is one that really bothered me. Look at her eye. It's so far down below the other one. And she looks like she's some old woman from a 50s movie. Anyway, the story is good, though. I enjoyed it. It certainly wasn't bad. It was an easy read. But some of the art was really not great. Some of it was pretty alright, but a lot of it was very much not great. The love interest had no pages where she was remotely attractive. She always looked like they screwed up on her character design. I don't get it. Plus, she's got this old lady shock of white hair that I don't understand. But then there's this stuff. Those girls look alright. So I don't know what's going on with the art. It's kind of all over the board as far as I'm concerned. But overall, first story was good and well worth reading. Second story is about Java. second story kind of annoyed me. Like, it was semi-enjoyable, but at the same time, they were pushing this whole Homo sapiens came in and shoved the Neanderthals off their land by out hunting, cooking, everything better than them because they were smart. Neanderthals were. Jabba's kind of a badass. The Neanderthals are, semi-funny. The relationship stuff building and all that's kind of cool. In the end, when Jabba is makes this kind of broad statement about what's to come in the future, that was kind of cool. But this, I don't know. It really seems like they're trying to use Homo sapiens and Neanderthals as an analogy or metaphor for what's going on today with migrants and shit. But if that's what they're doing a bad job. Maybe they're just taking the easy way out and we're like, oh, well, Neanderthals clearly died because Homo sapiens were better at their job. But there's some parallels in this story to real life events that I'm not a big fan of. Overall, though, second story was fairly good. Third story is about Tom Strong. Third story was retarded. I don't know Tom Strong. I like the character design. I like the idea that's going on here. But what they're doing is Tom is giving this internal monologue about the scientific method, and he's applying it to the situation he's in. And it's supposed to be about how the scientific method is basically solving his issue. The problem here is, though, is that Tom Strong is not familiar with the scientific method. Or if he is, he's forgotten, the whole middle part of the scientific method. He gets step 1 basically right. He kind of gets step 2 right. But then step 3, he immediately jumps to showing your conclusions. He doesn't do any of the and then after showing his conclusion, that's when he starts testing it. That's not how the scientific method works, Tom. I think you've been trapped in the fourth universe for too long. The art in this one was great, though. I really like the art in this one. I don't even know if they tell you who the artist is for that one, though. Oh, here we go. Writer was James Asmus, Jose Luis for pencils, Jordi Tarragona for inks, and Hi-Fi on colors again. Yeah. So is Hi-Fi a company? That way they don't have to credit specific colors? Or is Hi-Fi a program that auto-colors everything for you? I guess I should just Google that instead of asking people who don't watch my channel. Oh, Doc Shaner did the art on this. That's why it's so nice. And Mark Russell was the writer. So yeah. For what it is, it's good. It's better than I was expecting. I had no intention of buying it, but I don't regret buying it. So on that note, I would give it a recommend. Thanks for watching. Oh, shit. I didn't even notice that free code. It's got to be in here somewhere. Did you guys watch all this nonsense for nothing? That would be uncool. Page is getting hooked on my crotch. That's real great. Huh. I wonder where it even is. Aha, all the way at the end. How convenient. Marble hides their shit in the center. I will not be bested by an inanimate object. Come on, there we go. Focus. Alright, this is dccomics.com/redeem. Enter your code, get a free annual. Hey, Hell Hydra, baby.